almost forgot that
Wait
we
for an
had a
hour.
system to deal with.
We've delayed for an hour. The party of two must venture forth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can assume.
Listen,
that,
I gotta get that experience to become the demagogue. I gotta be that voice.
Oh
for the
yeah.
people.
I gotta further go down to the night and finish that up as fast as possible, so I can become an
You
inner circle knight.
you have traveled
Yeah, but-
for about a month and almost a week. And
Yeah, but don't worry. I promise you, I'll never go down to roguish ways. I'll spend 200 experience to intentionally avoid it just for you.
you're hanging out in Pelalid, and like I said, you rest up and almost the entirety of the rest of the party kind of goes their own way, except for Cinnavore.
She has remained ostensibly quiet.
She's
I
like,
did not like those bugs.
I got a cough. I can't speak.
Alright. Noted. You
So
would
we
happen
got-
to know sign language, would you?
She kind of shrugs.
Ah, terrible.
Which
But anyhow, we must press on. We have a world to save. We look at the map for the Swamp Up Terror. And look at the pathway that's kind of been drawn out for us.
yeah.
And
I
did
really
we ever
like
get the
this
name of this this old visor who was gonna lead us through?
Oh yes, it was Unbu, the Crow Man.
Anbu the Crowman.
Yes.
Trustworthy.
I wonder if he's a Cro-Magnon.
Like that.
But anyway, so where are we at now? Did we make it to the Swamp of Terror?
Yeah. Let me actually open up my Google documents since I have the stuff prepared in there.
Took us a fucking month to get to the Swamp of Terror.
No, it's gonna take
I was about to say,
like
goddamn.
a week. Maybe no,
That's-
not,
yeah, so I was
not
about
even
to
a week. It's gonna take like half a week, so you'd have completely traveled like month and a week.
It took us only a week to get the eye of the panther, so
Mm.
A week to get back. Yeah, so let's figure out.
Yeah, let's spend a week. So you have traveled for like month and 2 weeks now. That sounds about correct.
Keeping it
the
100.
pace we've delayed. We delayed ourselves at Ellen. We must further our journey quicker.
Anyways, yeah. You leave Belalid with now only the two of you left, and you come across the edges of the swamp. The small rivers and swamp paths that I have developed here are ancient from past years of battle. You may have even heard stories of death walking across these lands.
But there's a plague around here.
Well, with any history, you know that this site was the site of a really big battle in the past. And the souls of the dead kind of lay around here.
Where would it go? Oh, no, I don't know.
Like that's the communist
Yeah.
info
Yeah.
that everybody knows
Yeah.
about this swamp.
Well, I mean, you might know a bit more. He actually paid attention during story time. I didn't.
I mean, I had to. I can't read, so whenever someone said something that was in a book, I paid very, very close attention.
But yeah,
Yeah, they taught me how to read and write, and all I did was practice how to write love letters to send to people who couldn't fucking read them. Because I thought everyone knew how to read.
That must really have sucked.
I know. I thought I was really bad.
You could have gotten.
I had no idea if my honey words were wooing their hearts.
there we go. A little nugget of information that you know more about it.
Yeah, I relay that the Swamp of Terror was formed from the death waters of the Great Mortis River. River turns into a delta, forming a large Bastilia area of stagnant water, attracting all manner of flying insects. Essentially, it is a hell.
Ugh.
And
Bugs.
yeah, not to mention the fact that it's filled with the bodies of the dead.
Bodies of the dead from battles, so that's a thing. Good loot. I'm sure there's some fine plate mail at the bottom of the water for you to go down and attempt to get.
But you might as well give me a perception chest with a plus
You know-
20.
You know, my mother always told me, don't go sticking your hand where you can't see.
I never met my mother.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Thinking about my mother.
Alright. Well,
Yeah, perception is not a skill I'm trained
yeah,
in.
no, neither of you really are that good at it.
And we also rolled like shit, which really didn't help.
I need to get for my knighthood, though. This is perception.
I might as well roll with Cinnamore since there we go. She kind of
Yeah.
points to a opening in the dead trees that leads you onto a path that you follow as the forest gets darker and darker the deeper that you go into it. It seems that not a lot of sunlight gets through, even though the trees are dead. You assume that it might be some kind of a magical effects from the dead.
These are those mystical tree things that we heard of.
But you come across that site.
Does not look good.
You think it could be on Pooh?
Manor house, clearly decapitated. Unlike you, they do not have loyal servants able to take care of their place.
Well, this is definitely the path that the merchant told you and Cinnavor managed to find. So you do assume that this might be the Unpu's place.
It's got a nicer,
Alright.
bigger place than I thought.
Yeah, especially since it's in the middle of a swamp and if you're curious, those skulls are there and it looks exactly like this. There's even those hanging dead bodies over there. And the fucking water there is filled with bodies of the dead.
I have to say, my lord, I think he really could use a better decorator.
Quite so. But I suppose that living out in a murky swamp doesn't allow for much in the way of ostensible hospitality. I approach up to the door. Does it have like
I
a
follow.
like one of those like latch handles that you can use and knock on the door with?
Oh yeah, it has like a. It's kind of weird. There's like a skull of a crow, and inside of it there's like a handle meant to knock it.
Alright, well I use it.
Recommend just using your hand, my lord.
With the knock, you knock twice, and well, maybe you knock 3 times. I don't know.
I was gonna knock 3 times, yes.
40 times. Who's counting?
I knock 40 times really fast, and I break the door.
God.
Anyways,
I do one solitary knock.
the door slowly creaks open as you see the big house inside. It seems quite well kept. You don't see like the usual spooky spider webs in the corner or anything like that. There's a nice little red carpet under your feet. There's a nice little gust of wind that comes inside of from the house, which takes away your mind from the smell of death that has been coming from the entire swamp. As you take a look around, you see many of the trees have now crows looking at you.
The interior decorator deserves a raise.
As you step inside, you see another flock of crows rush through you. They brush by your head, flying into the sky above.
I stick out my
Also
arm
into
to see
the
if I
house.
Yeah, that's what happens when you never proofread your own stuff.
I stick my arm out to see if I can get a crow to land on my arm.
Unfortunately, no. But
Oh.
as you open up your eyes
That
again,
Holland Von Justice is covered in crows as they've all sat on him.
So I just wanted to see if one would land on my arm so I could say the phrase, well, it's just like they say, Justice, a bird in the hand is worth more than 2 in the bush.
Oh, there'd be 2 birds in a bush.
but yeah, the flock of birds temporarily obscuring your view. When they pass you by, you open up your eyes once more, and you see a man in a crow mask as he greets you with a muffled voice. Let me open up his sheet and what he looks like.
I see him. He looks like a plague
Oh.
doctor. He looks at us and he's like, stranger, stranger.
It's like one of those plague doctors that is realized that his business isn't doing well and has been spreading the plague.
Yeah, he looks at us and he's like, stranger, stranger. Now that's a weapon. We all giggle to ourselves.
No, but
No, he's
greets
not the
you
person we've
by
heard before.
slowly bowing to you. And you hear his muffled voice go, "Alive ones, you're not welcome in this swamp. Only the dead travel through here. What is your business?"
We seek passage through your lovely swamp. We were told to search for someone by the name of Anpu the Crowman by Samir Boltrus.
That is me. I do not know this person you speak of. My services require a hefty price. Are you willing to pay?
What's his price?
Out of character, if you don't remember, you got the packet of blood, which,
Oh,
yeah.
I did not remember. Okay, I reach to my pack and I pull out the packet of blood.
The price has been paid. Follow me, stay quiet. No need to wake to death.
All right.
As he leads you through the back door, you see an old sailing boat that sits as garden.
Alright, I get in the sailing boat.
As
I
you
follow
start,
suit.
as you start sailing through the small little rivers in the swamp, you see the hands of the dead almost grab you, and you thank to yourself that you're not in land, because you have heard of stories of people getting dragged into the swamp and to be never heard again from.
It's a very peaceful place. Very quiet.
Yes, nothing but the death and lizard folk here anymore. Especially with the war going on, nobody comes here.
Are there many lizard folk that still live in this area?
Some. They have left since the end times are coming.
The end times are the fun times.
But I'm just a watcher of the dead.
They've been moving around too much.
This is my swamp. I will never leave.
Swamp.
Right? Right you are.
My swamp.
Oh god, he's Shrek. He looks us in the eyes, and he takes off his mask, and you just see a green ogre, and he's like, "This is my swamp."
I am love and I am life.
But with his help, you go through the maze of woods that are look to you confusing as hell, avoiding all of the mazes and turns. You go through this river path in about a day.
Yes.
As you land on the other side of the river, the crowman lets you off in the little dock. Now, be careful on your journey.
Thank you, Grandpa.
We thank you for the assistance in getting through the swamp.
No problem. You paid me, and it's my job.
Well, hopefully we'll see you again.
Doubt it.
Alright. Now, we press on, and I'd like to note now, we probably didn't take our camels with us. Because how the fuck are you gonna fit camels on a
I'm right. I'm
boat?
taking. I don't care. I will find a way to get my horse. That is way too expensive.
I'm gonna say that they somehow fit in the damn boat because there's only two of you.
Okay, I was about to say.
I'm just gonna say that it was like a huge ass raft or something like that.
Okay.
Ramps from southern USA, which are just humongous.
Yeah, I was about
But
to say.
yeah, that would have been kind of bad because neither of you had a navigation. So if you didn't find this,
I will tell you this right now. Boats, boy.
In
It's
that
not
swamp
planned.
forever.
but yeah, if you would have had to walk through that crap, that would be horrible.
I'll tell you once, and I'll tell you again. Oh,
Anyways, you traveled through
To the
towards
marshes
the
of madness.
Marshes of Madness. You had quite a pleasant journey. Maybe if you had another payment, you could have paid this man to escort you a little further. But yeah, no.
no.
I doubt. That
It was a packet-
I'm
it was
just
a-
gonna
it was-
reveal that right now. If you had a full party, yeah, the price would have been a couple of wounds that they came across the Marshes of Madness. But there's only two of you, so I'm not gonna do that.
It was a packet of blood, but I was like wondering, I don't think this is ordinary blood. I think this is something very peculiar. It might be magical.
No, it's just fucking blood. Fresh
It's
blood.
just blood, my lord.
We have to pay a blood price.
Yeah.
Extra pack,
Because,
technically.
well, yeah, I'm not gonna reveal that because that NPC had a lot more stuff to him if the party was full. But
Tells me he would have possibly drained.
Listen, I'm still trying to go through with my quest to try and complete this entire thing without combat.
Guy, a vampire.
no, he was actually cursed to watch over that little swampland. And he was a necromancer, and that, yeah.
We had to fight him. He'd summon an army of the undead.
Oh yeah, that would have been bad.
You mean fight? It would have just been how long
Because
do you
there's
last?
the morality question of why the heck do you take fresh blood? But thankfully neither of you asked that.
Why do we take fresh blood? Why?
My
You
character,
know-
I imagine,
you know-
doesn't care.
You know, on the particular quest we're going on, with the very particular things we've seen so far, people we've met in certain towns, I believe the age-old saying goes, it's best to let sleeping dogs lie.
Oh.
Sometimes there are questions that just don't need to be asked.
We're not witch hunters. We're not going to ask these questions.
Anyways,
I mean, we are witch hunters, but we're not that kind of witch hunter. As
Not
Kai
good
was
one.
not that as Kai was not that kind of rogue.
it's kind of awkward to you getting back to the desert after going through a quite chill swamp. But then you enter the marshes after a week, so you almost have traveled 2 months now. As you reach the edge of the river in the marshes, you look on into the forest. You hear distant cackling.
Appears you've attracted one of your lady friends has followed us from the tribe.
It seems so. I don't know too much about the Marsh of Madness, and we are not near any towns. We could probably pick up any kind of reliable information.
I don't know, but according to this map, it may be beneficial just to go like this.
Just detour. We are near the Misty Mountain. Not- In fact, that's
The Misty Mountain, suddenly you see Frodo and
Oh, it's Gandalf.
he's gonna yell, "You
Go to our
son of
village.
a
Have fire
bitch."
bat. You old man. Yes, my lord. I recommend we go down. Mark to the map. Food, as what I only have a week left
oh.
because I gave all the food to a character that no longer is here.
Well, I'm glad I still have food.
If you want, you can take that food back that you gave away.
God, I've doubled my rations.
Because there's no point to giving to a character that's never gonna come back, so you can just have them.
Give it to Sulk. Give like 5 weeks of food.
Yeah, keep them to yourself.
Well, I'm glad I still
should-
have food of my own.
So, shall you go through the interesting marshes or truce path?
Well, we hear cackling, but Who knows how far the
That
marshes
is also more direct to get to the place that I need to go.
Well, let's think about this for a second here. I don't know the extent of the marshes. We could still be going into, we could still be hitting the edge of the marshes.
Map. We just look into the mountains, and there's an area between the mountains and the marshes that is relatively flat, my friend.
This is true. Do we know much about the scope of this area?
About this area? No, not really. Well,
know anything about the
nothing
Martians
like
either,
any
so.
information that's like really common.
Well, by doing this, we'd be heading off-road, which means the terrain will be rough and our
You have since you are looking for the crown of sorcerer, you do know this much, that this was the original place where the crown of sorcerer was discovered.
The marshes, or in that red area?
No, in the marshes.
Okay.
yes.
So there could potentially be other valuable loot there.
Or at least some information as to
I don't know, my lord. There's just
what.
something about the name that makes me not want to go into the marshes of madness. And the fact that the first thing that greets us is mad cackling.
Which
Well, I
is
understand.
going on, which seems to be just echo all over the place.
Well, if you feel as though we should detour around, then I'll trust you.
How long will the detour, delay us?
Yeah, because it will certainly delay us. We're no longer traveling on land, unlike a
Yeah.
road.
Let's see. That's.
You might want to avert your traveling path because you're having us run through a fucking mountain pass that may not even be there. You may want to put us back on the road at some point. So what I'd say is that we should
We'd go to the blind river and then use that.
there.
So let's see. From here to there, it would be above. The thing is, either way, this path is slow because
Yeah.
it's marshes. It's slow as hell.
It's marshes, and I particularly am in heavy armor, so I will not like that.
Yeah, even the straight path following the river, it's almost a month. It's a bit less than 3 weeks actually. Yeah, so.
How well we ride, we might actually be able to go faster around it.
Yeah, it's about maybe less than a month if you go take the here and use your camels.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll take the detour around, but remember that we're gonna need to take the green path right here to get back on the road because otherwise we're running right into a mountain pass and we may not find an entrance through and it may be very dangerous.
Yeah, let's not go through the mountain passes if we can avoid it.
So
Yeah,
you
so-
start traveling, and now you have traveled for 2 months in total. Let's see.
Weeks then, so I'm down to 4 weeks rations.
All right.
I'm at 3 weeks.
As you're traveling, give me a perception check.
Oh boy, my best skill.
I might as well roll with Cinewar. Well,
Oh yeah!
It's so close.
I see it. I
Okay.
see it.
you see in the tree line, you're not that far away from marshes, but in the tree line, you see a group of orcs getting their bows out, ready to kind of ambush you.
I mean to slay them.
Oh, what's the distance of them, Marcus?
They seem to be about 30 squares from you. You could definitely outrun them. They're on their foot.
30
I could
squares.
I could mow them down, my lord.
30 squares is roughly 15 yards. How many of them are there?
You count up to 4.
Okay. I'd like to know
When you say
that,
orc, like these small orc boys, or like the orcs that have metal armor and will kick our asses?
More like goblinoid. They're not like full orc.
Oh, they're more like they're hobgoblins.
And something is kinda strange about them, since you spotted them that well. Using them just kinda out of it, just completely unfocused.
We could probably just avoid their shots, especially because we're writing, and it'll be very hard for them to hit us. That, and to go get them, we'd have to run directly into the marshes. I'm not keen on doing that, especially if we wanted to avoid it.
And in the flat plains that we've been traveling in.
We saw them in the tree lines near the marshes. I imagine we're about right here, Marcus?
About here-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, so they'd be in the marshes.
Yep.
Yeah, no, charge into the mosses will not be a good idea.
Yeah, we'll just ignore them and avoid their shots where we can. If they're gonna fire at us, they fire at a penalty.
Yes, and I also raise my shield and prepare to block any arrow heading towards my lord's face.
Sadly, you can't block ranged attacks in this game. You can only miss.
You can block it with a shield, can't you not?
Nope. In this game, there is no dodging ranged attacks at all, or blocking them.
Dodge into any that attack you.
Yeah, it's only like the penalty is at -20 for them to hit.
Ooh,
So that's something.
Shit, they hit.
One of them hit.
No, there's something else since you're completely avoiding them.
On the random encounter table, and we're running into a dragon.
Don't worry, I wouldn't do that.
We stop up on the road and we see.
You travel a couple of more weeks until you reach that mountain path there.
Yeah.
And you see a hut made of wood. It's not the best quality of wood. It actually looks like it could collapse at any moment. But,
Is there any wood?
From the windows, well, more holes. They look holes more than windows. But you see a warm flame going on inside of the house. It looks quite inviting.
Don't disturb whoever lives there.
Yeah, it's not our home.
They have a hard enough life living out here.
Yeah, can't just go invading other people's privacy.
Well, you have traveled for quite a while on the desert. It could be nice to have a nice little rest.
I mean, we can set up camp around it. I mean, outside it, but it'd be rude.
I would need to be invited into someone's home. I can't just go storming in.
It has to be invited in.
Yes. Besides, we're not far off on the road anyhow.
All right, you travel.
We'll travel a little bit. We'll travel a little bit more, and then we'll stop for respite.
Yep. All right.
I get the feeling that inside there was some demon succubus thing.
And then Marcus reveals, "Damn, you avoided my TPK."
No.
Well, I heard him say, "Ooh."
Demonic horror.
Well, I heard him roll like, "Ooh, an 11."
I'm gonna tell you that one this much. That was one of the lucky rolls.
Yeah, I know. I heard you, and my response was,
for you.
which would have been beneficial to you guys. And but yeah.
For some reason,
Well,
I
Marcus, we can't just go. We can't.
Goes back to
Well, Marcus, we can't just go fucking breaking into people's houses.
Anyways, after the travel, you arrive at the Blind River. You're close to travel in 3 months now, but not quite.
Okay. Well, I, due to my obligation, have to go to the right of the river until I find a guy.
Yes. Were you ever going to tell us exactly why we need to make this detour?
Alone.
Yeah, he kind of took a long.
Have to find a guy.
Which he really didn't have to take, but
Yeah, I found that out after I took the loan from the guy. I'm aware I got cheated. That does not change the fact that I do have to do it still.
Well, I'm glad that my honesty has been rubbing off on.
so
Oh.
you follow the Blind River. Do you?
Yeah, we have to go.
Towards its mountain, which sounds lovely.
Lovely and inviting.
Anyways, you follow the river until you come across the end of the river, and there's a couple of
like, good
trees and a
flowers.
lot of mountains. It seems that it's quite easily to get lost in here if you were to start looking for stuff.
Water look fresh. This or still.
Isn't there a dwarven keep somewhere at World's Edge Mountain?
Close to it. There's
Cannot remember if that dwarven keep is abandoned or not yet.
Karak Katrin.
Karak Agsal is quite close. And then there's a couple of goblin tribes.
Of course, where there are dwarves, there has to be some orcs of some kind. Oh.
Well, that's suddenly a noise.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are,
I guess we're just exploring this little river past the mountain.
Yeah, you're at the end as you see the river end into a nice little mountain path, and you look onto the mountains, and yeah, you don't see any lost persons or caves of treasures or anything like that. At least, not at this moment.
I'll look over to Holland, and I'm like, so what is this? What is this place we're searching for?
Searching for a place. I'm searching for a man. He was looking for a place. Just
What
like
do you-
the same treasure hunt that we went on last time.
Ah. Is it going to be as fraught with danger as the previous one?
Considering we turned with what danger was there? Get out like bandits, my lord.
We certainly did get out like bandits, but it appeared as though it could have gone the complete utter way very fast. It certainly did for the previous expedition that went through there.
My lord, you have to remember, we're better than some expedition of mercenaries.
Certainly so. Certainly so.
Guys, much better.
So, do we see this man?
Well, perception.
We will never find this man in the mountains. Or the entrance to the one area.
Not with my perception.
Let's give good old Cinnamon a purpose.
Not even
No,
her.
even even she hasn't been in this big of a mountain area and is just completely lost.
Why the fuck would she? Look at where we're from.
I'm about to say, we're from the bottom end of this Africa-like country.
So all of you are just fucking staring at this mountain and are like, ah.
If we can't find the man, we can always find the vault, which should be easier to find.
You sure about that?
I mean, it's in the side of a mountain, so presumably it's slightly easier to find than the man.
Well, we skim around the mountains, searching for such an entrance. Here
Alright.
comes that second round of perception checks.
Hey, if you can think of anything else to roll.
I don't have search either.
You know what? Cinnamon has search. There we go.
So yeah, her search is the same as her perception.
But yeah, after like an hour of full-on searching, Cinnamon points out a kind of a loose rock.
Loose rock.
Yeah, it's like quite a big boulder, but it seems kind of out of place. It's like not connected into any of the mountains or anything. It just looks like a loose piece, like it's not meant to be there.
We approach up to it on our mighty camels and then one dusty air.
Alright, you approach it and you look at it and it definitely looks quite out of place. In fact, you figure out that you could probably push it out of the way.
Okay, I'm gonna go Hulk it, sir.
Alright.
Push it.
Needing the assistance.
See.
Quite so, you organize.
49.
Well, I'm gonna say this right now that you suck. Well,
Yeah!
yeah.
I'm just
hold
pushing
on,
it. John Action comes in and throws the damn thing.
yeah,
Fucking,
you were like
see John
pushing
Action. You were like pushing it and like making no progress, and then John Action just pulls up his sleeves and then fucking punches it and it moves.
Well, the thing is, Holland was having some success. He was like pushing it, but it was like rolling back to place after like a second of pushing.
Yeah,
Then you just
and then
come
John
in
Action.
and fucking.
John Action is fucking Chris Boulder punching Redfield and starts beating the fuck out of the rock and it starts moving.
Is this gonna be the running thing where Holland barely fails his strength checks and then John Action comes in and aces it?
Anyways, yeah, you open the boulder up and
I look over to Holland Van Justice. Well, you know, I have a keep up appearance for the ladies.
Yes, they.
you are greeted by a quite a big hall with a quite a big dwarven statue in the middle of it and many great pillars. It seems that this cave of is quite finely crafted. Like the stone here looks really finely made.
Great, we found the dwarven hold. I guess I should roll my genealogy, see if I recognize the dwarven clan.
His genealogy solves all problems.
Ah, damn it. Well, it's more heraldry than genealogy. on that part.
Yeah, no. You do know that some dwarves do live in these mountains, but not anywhere close to this
Live in
place, to your
mountains. I just
knowledge.
don't know this particular mountain.
Yeah, and I got no skills that would befit this scenario. But I could roll Dark Lore Chaos.
But yeah, you
That
see
tell me about as much as anything.
Dwarves.
Maybe this was owned by Chaos Dwarves. You never know. Let's find out. Damn.
No.
No. I see no signs. I do love that strength
It's
roll. It's
slightly
actually a
disturbing
1.
that is such a high stat for you to roll.
Well, I was subjected to a horrific book. I picked it up, I read it, and I immediately regretted it. That rhymed.
But yeah, you see the great halls just expand beyond your beliefs. And
Oh, we immediately hit with the whiff of ass cheeks.
the darkness just is pitch black as you look beyond. You don't see almost anything, even with the natural light of the sun coming in.
The elf does.
I guess.
Oh wait, Cinnawar is not an elf. Fuck.
Oh, as an elf.
None of us are elves. Shit. But are you an elf?
Elf. Zinor is an elf.
No, Cinnawar is not an elf. She's a human.
Really? Well, holy shit. Human.
Let's light some torches.
I about to say I have 2 things of firewood. We can break one of them up into torches.
Yep. You
Make camp in the front of the dwarven hold.
Just like break one. It's basically the thing of firewood. So just break out the firewood and torches. Torches, but they would work as torches. Break up some firewood. Fight them.
Oh
And
boy.
give them to all of us.
All right. What was that?
Nice.
Of light.
No. I just heard the noise. I just heard mine. I was just like that.
Want to go deeper, my lord?
Well, you think perhaps your person is in this mine?
I have completed my obligation. I said either find the place or find the man. I found the place. So.
Yeah, you did find the place, and you have completed your obligation.
Would just go to the nearest town and send a message back saying where it is.
There is a town that we're going to have to pass through called Mordheim.
Explore this dwarven tomb, see if there's any treasures, then send it back. Then tell him where it is.
That's certainly an option.
I think would be poetic justice, considering he technically cheated me into this obligation.
Well, when you put it like that, I guess you're right. This place is interesting, if not terrifying.
At the very least, we could probably sell the location to some dwarves. They're always interested in information about lost holds, aren't they?
I look over the map and I mark this place down on it. I wonder if this place has a name. This is another hold that is lost to time. It would certainly be of an exceptional value.
All those holes that are just lost to time, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard stories of one little hold that was lost to a chaos invasion, and I
Man,
sure
that's
as
right.
hell, I
That
sure
right
as hell
text
hope,
is hard to read.
yeah, I sure as hell hope that well, that's Karak Azul.
Oh, it's just worse. There's no way to make it so it's easy to read.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know what Karak Azul is, and if this is Karak Azul, they would want to get that back. But Karak Azul is right there. So this would not be Karak Azul.
That's the Karakazul.
Technically, this could be.
Azgal.
Oh, Azgal?
Yeah. There's straight walking places
know,
here.
they-
Azgal, Azul, and Karak 8 Peaks. And
Yeah?
Garage.
Our characters know which one of these have been lost.
Okay.
Like,
No.
Why?
these two are lost.
Unfortunately, you
I don't
have
have
no idea.
No, I don't have the dog treats.
Since, yeah. The one race that you have never had almost any contact with is the dwarves. So you really wouldn't have too much idea.
Do know that the legends, like the children's stories, like the dwarves live in mountains, they had a lot of holds, they lost a lot of them, and would love to get them back.
Yeah, that's about the extent of the knowledge. Maybe.
At the very least, the fact that there is a dwarven hold here.
I mean, probably the most that you would know is like the dwarf trope that they like to drink beer and they're strong as fuck.
Tropes, those are facts of life. They literally have a unit that's fires beer. If that's their military unit,
So,
think
I like
they-
how so little faith they have in me that they thought I had took my dog's fucking dog treats and were eating them in my fucking room. Like, because it had real beef and sweet potato in it. And I get burned for my fucking troubles because I went to go up there and look at the fucking dog treats and I hit my goddamn hand on a fucking hot ass iron. That I also proceeded to knock on the floor after I burned myself.
Speaking of hot ass iron, we got a dwarven hold that is not on the map.
Yeah, it's definitely
Highly
one of
valuable just for that information alone, so we're already in the plus.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not on the map that
Yeah.
you have.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I if it's not Karak Azul and it's not Karak Azgal, then this is completely new information.
It's that dwarf place until we find the name.
That fourth place. But yeah, the question is, do you wanna delve deeper into the depths of
No, not Mordor.
It sounded like he said, well, he was about to say Morgoth, and I was like, no, run, out.
Mordor.
suddenly you see Balrog over there. Say, oh, hi, what's up?
Oh,
Hi, I'm gonna kill you now.
Oh god, he's at the depths of Moria. Let's leave. Marcus revealed it. We're gonna get swarmed by goblins. And they're all.
Wait, if we're in Moria, it's already too late.
Yeah, we run outside. We just see an army of goblins chasing after us. And they're only saying one word: Gabo.
We walk outside and there's a freaking lizard, not lizard monsters. There's a mini kraken. That's what the reference comes from. There's a
Yeah,
freaking
what's this?
kraken.
It looks us dead in the eyes. It's made its way on the land. It's coming for us.
Is it all?
We see a Progerian child showing us his prison tattoos. He's the one
Yeah.
Progerian child that managed to live long enough to escape prison. And now he's on the run, looking to clear his name. He's starting with us.
Oh, my lord, are we venturing deeper into the tomb or no?
Hmm.
Just
You
a
know,
writer.
before leaving the Oasis, there were a lot of things I considered myself being in the village. One of them was certainly not a spelunker, but here I am, spelunking. I think we can spend an hour
We
here.
already are accomplished treasure hunters, so we might as well.
I think we can spend an hour here. Hey, in the Rips chat, can you enter the GM chat? Yeah. No, I have a game today.
Is there any place to like light it, like places that are torch holders, so I can light torches so we can get some real light? in the
Yeah,
place?
you see a couple of torch holders.
Light them all.
Some of the torches are just completely used up, but you managed to light up quite a couple of them.
Wood, so I should be able to just replace any of the ones that are worn out.
Mm-hmm. You do have some amount of torches on you.
Wood, just plain wood.
Mm.
They won't last nearly as long as torches. If I'm lucky, half as long. The job.
I love how haggle works in this game. If you succeed, 100% of the value, and an extra increase for every 10%. If not, only 50% of the value.
Okay, so
You can make some serious dosh in this game. Very
you
easy.
really can. So, do we notice anything as we turn on all the lights?
You start turning on the lights on the big hallway, and keep going further inside until. Let's see where is that?
Switch the game to Dwarf Fortress.
No,
I'm just looking through his token pack.
Of course, I fucking. Yeah, I'm looking through my token library, and that's this one token that I had in mind, but I of course have lost it because I'm dirt like that.
Yeah,
Whatever it is, if it's scary enough, we can just leave because we have no obligation to continue.
Yeah, so we could spend an hour in here, and an hour no more.
How do you know what an hour is? Do we just have an hourglass?
Yeah, how do you know about an hour is inside of this
Just-
dark cavern?
Some time here until we feel like leaving.
Well, there's a very delicate procedure you do this. Follow your shadow. However, since there's no sun,
Alright, roll me perception.
you can use your body clock all the time. But anyways, yeah, let's roll that perception.
Do we get a bonus for it now being lit up?
Fuck.
Plus 10.
And of course, you're gonna roll like that continuously.
Really?
Oh, it's just not well enough. Well, plus 10. Nope, still fails. Damn it!
Yeah, we're blind. This is the blind leading the blind.
Yeah, but slowly advancing in the dark, since you're kind of taking your time. As you start to hear this
The fortune.
low grumbling inside of the deeps of the cavern, just go. keep going like that, just getting louder and louder.
At the door.
I think it's about time we take our leave.
As you look to the left and the right, you see in the distance like small figures, heavily armed.
So Noah, please hold my torch. I draw my blade.
As their eyes look upon you with red glow in them.
Ooh, I think I know what this is.
Oh, this is a dwarf hall. Okay,
Fuck.
according to...
Damn, I know what that is though. They're chaos dwarves.
This is a dwarf hall, so I'm gonna ask you all to leave.
And you see these figures take a step forward as they're still in the darkness just beyond your life.
Are they chaos dwarves? Or are they goblins?
From the heavy armor and weaponry, you assume that they don't at least resemble any goblins that you have seen.
Space
Yeah,
flames.
Yeah, because they had red eyes. I thought, and I was like, okay, they're chaos. They're chaos dwarfs. We've just walked into a chaos dwarf hold. It does. Also, if they're chaos dwarves, we need to leave like right now.
It's too late.
We've made a mistake.
Yeah, for the chaos dwarves, this is like TPK. So yeah, I guess I will simply barrel out a challenge of who are you?
Roll me willpower.
I fucking told you!
That was the time. Wallenholland, do something
Yes!
good with your life.
That was fellowship. Ah,
Yes!
Not willpower, you.
Yes!
I still succeed if it was willpower. That's the best part.
You feel the red eyes just almost like entering your mind as you manage to struggle of like visions that you don't really make any heads or tails of.
These memories are not my own.
We should go.
A slow retreat sounds like the best option.
Yes, you slowly start walking away as the figures seem to get closer and closer, and as you pass by each torch that you lit, they seem to go out.
That is just rude.
Do we make it outside?
Oh yeah, you do.
Okay, so I'm just gonna cover the entrance. Would you mind covering the hole, my lord, with a bigger rock?
I
Firmly in
gotcha.
place.
As you see,
Told you! It never is!
as before you do that, you see that the sunlight hits the cavern as the figures stay out inside as you put the rock pack inside of the hole.
Do we get a look at them? Do we know what they look like now at the least?
No, they still seem
I'm
to
gonna
be
throw it.
just
I'm gonna grab
out
one of the
light.
torches and, well, when I realize I'm not going in the light, I'm gonna put my sword back, grab one of the 2 torches from Sonoe, and just throw it at them.
You throw it. It seems that the figures kind of almost like flicker, but you're not quite sure as the torch goes out almost in an instant.
They're cheating.
As you
Yeah.
close down the hole.
But I think we should make sure the hole is more, permanently secure. So, are there more boulders that we can throw on it?
Just collapse a fucking mountain on it. Screw that.
Yeah.
Well, we found the entrance. You completed your bargain. As for selling the location of the entrance,
I
I
think the
don't
dwarves will be more appreciative.
Like-
This is the Chaos Dwarf place. I'm assuming they would like to know where their enemies are.
yeah, they are. I'll tell you this right now: is that if they knew Chaos Dwarfs are around, oh man,
Chaos Dwarves were so close to, most of their tombs. Some of the only ones that they have is still intact. I think they deal with the problem pretty swiftly.
But yeah, you made a.
oh yeah, the dwarves, they curse them, shun them, and deny their existence.
Yeah, that might not well go well if you go, hey yo, dwarf leader. So
We found some Chaos Dwarves. No such thing. Kill them immediately. We don't have to tell them that they are chaos.
We can just say that an ancient that an ancient enemy stirs in an old keep. You would do well to deal with it swiftly.
I don't know they're Chaos Dwarves because you didn't pass the roll for them, but
I got a 38 at the 37.
yeah, he doesn't exactly know, but he has a good guess that it's definitely nothing natural at least.
it's probably chaos. Not sure what kind of chaos, but there's probably chaos. Either way, we can definitely sell the location. There's a dwarf keep here. There's definitely some weird shit going on there, but there's a dwarf keep here, so.
Yeah.
I fucking barely failed. God damn it.
I assume that after a little rest, you head back down the river.
Yeah, we'll make our way to
Go
Morgan.
back down the river. Let's just go to straight line through there. Or we can go through all the nice line of dwarven holds.
Yeah.
No, dwarves in here? Maybe.
Nah, you should go back and talk to them.
My character would have been did talk to them a bit, said, identify yourself. They said nothing. They were very rude to their guests.
But yeah, you start heading towards Morkan.
So, passing that willpower roll when we saw those visions, did that give us anything?
No, that would have given you corruption.
I was hoping because I passed it, I would have been able to get a free thing in Chaos Lore.
If you would have taken it.
If you had anything like towards figuring out what those images meant, maybe. But
I have
I assume that
heraldry or
neither
knowledge
of you really have like magic sense or anything like that.
Yeah, the reason I was able to, is I read that Chaos book and it was written in Classical, which is, it's a typical magic. It's a typical old language, but
Images they
knowledge-
showed me was something that you'd find in a history book.
yes,
I might have known it, but that's it.
I would translate it very slowly, but the end result's the same. Is that it was literally a book of hate.
See those images in some kind of. So if those images were in the equivalent of, I guess, modern day a textbook or a tapestry or if it's in some form of this is what happened here, then I might be able to understand it with heraldry or knowledge or one of my other common knowledges. Common knowledge of the area of Arabic, so that'd be it. That'd be the only reason. So.
Let's see. Alright. What has happened to the map that I included some time ago? Oh, lovely. Roll20 hasn't saved it. Alright. Thank you, Roll20. I needed that.
Well, yeah, the annoying thing about World 20 is it doesn't tell you immediately that your connection with it has failed and anything you do will not be saved. Tell you is there's a thin line of text at the top in
But
red.
yeah, in the distance, you see the ruined city of Morkheim.
Yeah, isn't this place overrun with Skaven or something?
No. It was destroyed by the twin-tailed comet. And as it was noted, as it was noted, the people there on New Year's Eve showed up at the site of the comet's fall, but they heralded as probably being the return of Sigmar. However, it was not, and said the comet smashed into the city, instantly turning it to rubble and brutally killing everyone who had gathered in and around it. People speculate that Sigmar has passed his judgment on the people living in the city, killing them for their unworth. Currently speaking, the majority of the people there show up to go and loot Warpstone. There are humans and the like there. They're predominantly people who want to get their hands on Warpstone.
No reason for us to stop there.
Sometimes, but
it's a city filled placated by great fear and paranoia.
The only reason we go there is to restock on food.
The population listing is unknown.
Well, in this game, from the distance at least, it looks empty.
Okay.
It's just a fucking ruin.
So no reason to stop there, basically.
No, well, not really, but that's the map that I intended to use, even though I had used it previously in another campaign. But like that matters too much.
Issue maps.
All right.
But yeah.
But we are well on our way to the land of the border princes.
You go through the Morkheims. The travel there was quite uneventful, as you hear noises inside of going on in Morkheim.
What kind of noise?
You don't need to roll perception for this, but you see a couple of goblins run armed into almost towards a certain towards a certain direction.
Direction are they running?
They seem to be going towards a big building in the north.
In Mordheim or just out of it?
Yeah, Mordheim.
This will order continue on.
I am rather curious. This town's marked on the map, but it's quite empty. There appear to be goblins about, but they should prove very little threat to stalwart knights of yourself. Or myself.
A gathering of orcs near the boarding princes is never a good thing. In certain towns in the border princes, if you bring skulls of orcs, you can get paid for them.
Well, then I suppose we can do a bit of investigating and make some extra travel expense money on the side.
Actually, because I'm broke.
Well, as am I.
Yeah. Average noble knight together again.
Yes. I invested a lot of money into making you the best you could possibly be. Much like you've invested a lot of time in keeping me safe. We'll find a way to repay each other in kind. So let's go investigate that building.
Alright, you come across a scene of a battle as you see that the biggest building has a humanoid figure inside of it, shooting arrows as you see a couple of goblins fall dead. As you hear the yelling of, "Come on, Cobos, come and get some!" as she is clearly outnumbered.
I'll try to see if I
The
can get a
lady.
good look at the lady, obviously. Let's roll
I-
that
I-
perception.
I'm a
I'll
knight.
never fucking succeed.
The lady in trouble. I charge.
Yeah,
But
I was trying to get
yeah,
a good
you
look at
see
it.
that the lady is quite young, quite cute. And
That's the only word I needed to hear. Let's do that shit.
The knight charges without even thinking, just knowing that there is an innocent lady in trouble. I'm certain that the lady is cute. The noble charges right behind.
Just to let you know, you're coming from the bottom,
Alright,
and Chris might recognize this map.
let me have a good look. Hold on. Oh my god. I haven't seen this map in so fucking long. I was trying to find it too. I wanted to use it for a game. Couldn't find it though.
And the really funny thing is, it's almost the same no, it is the same exact situation going on. You're rescuing somebody in the same map.
Yeah. The only difference is I'm not the one being rescued, but the medic.
I don't know. The day's still young, my lord. You could be rescued by me.
Well, then I'll certainly have to repay you for it, now wouldn't I? But look at the size of that creature.
Well, obviously it's smaller.
Yeah.
About 4 times the size of me. Going to be horrible. I'm a horse about to hit archers.
But yeah, I assume that this is gonna sound stupid, but you docked your camels.
We docked them? What are they, on a fucking boat?
Saying
I
that
don't know.
if are we on on horseback or on not on horseback?
For some reason, I really wanted to use that word.
Well, we're not on a boat, so we couldn't dock them. We could have, what's the word I'm looking for?
But yeah, are you on a horseback, or did you actually tie them up somewhere? And,
My character would be on horseback simply because there's no reason.
Marcus, you put this game in feet. You need to set it to squares.
oh,
Scum.
because I just added this map, obviously. Because for some reason, Roll20 they didn't save it.
Just fuck you.
Damn it.
Well, I'm sorry, Marcus. We tried to get fucking map tools to work. I sat there and fucking tried to help you get it to work.
So what's the bonus to like my charge rating if I'm on mounted? Do I get an increase of my charge distance?
It's the horseback, like it's the charge rating of the horse, but there is a benefit to being on horseback when you're charging. I know that much.
Rules for that even are so.
And you do a fuck ton of damage, I'll tell you that much, though.
I mean, Lance, I attacked twice, so
Yeah, the demi-lance is nice on the horse, but if you happen to have it on anywhere else, forget about it.
use the lance, but it's worse than the demi-lance.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So let's for starters, let's do that initiative.
Fuck it, I'll just use her picture, whatever. I seem to have lost my female picture too, that I intended to use. Oh well.
Just look up cute female.
Oh well, this was one of the ones that I found in my token library.
Hell yes.
Damn.
I go first.
Alright, let's see me. Actually no, I go first.
Right.
This is bull.
Initially it is... Yeah, that agility plus...
Damn it, John Action, you can't let Von Justice have one.
1d10 plus full agility.
Yep, let's see. The goblins...
Gabo! Gabo! God, they're slow. Gabo!
Yeah,
I hope that none of them exceed your speed. I hope we're the fastest.
To say, depending on how the rule book goes, I should be able to just charge in and kill both of these. Charge in and kill one left and then
Oh god! They're all slower than you! Oh fuck!
Not slower than me. I roll a critical success. I'm only slightly better than them. Well, that one's faster than both of us.
Yeah, no, it's the lady though.
But yeah, you see her taking a cover. She's quite muted, but especially John Action took a closer look and realized that she's quite cute.
And Action's falling for the booty.
I stared longingly into her eyes.
Oh
I
god!
knew. I knew.
Hits. Let me double check quickly what's the damage on the longbow.
It is 1d10 plus 3. Armor piercing.
Alright, plus 3. 12. Alright.
It ignores armor. Does armor piercing.
You could get a bow. I'm actually good with ballistics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you know you can't dodge bow attacks.
Yeah, no.
You can only miss. So fighting when you see that someone has a bow, you have to literally, you cannot like just dick around. You gotta get to them.
Much like in real life, if they have a bow or a ranged weapon, you're kind of in the shitter.
But yeah, you see her shooting at one of the kobolds, shooting their
Kobolds. Oh no.
Goblins. I mean.
And, I was about to say, like kobolds. Oh no, they're gonna ruin the campaign like they always do.
You see that she hits quite badly at quite well at one of the goblins, and the goblin drops his weapon out of sheer freaking pain.
Nice.
What?
John Action.
Where's the page for mounted combat?
John Action is going to do his mighty John Action charge. And my fucking character sheet just closed on me for a second there. That was weird.
I should probably stop playing the mountain music.
A hit.
Oh wow, I didn't
did.
actually have any combat music here.
I hit him in the left arm.
All
Let's
right.
see that damage. 5.
Alright, let's see. They have a toughness of... Yeah, they're all of the same stat. Alright. So, 10 minus... You did all of 2 damage to him.
Good. I'll show him.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. I'm going to charge with my Demi Lance in my right hand, so I'm going to just charge this guy and hopefully kill him.
But yeah, you charge him as they yell out, he miss, get him!
It's 20 on the charge, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You just hit him in the head with the
Yeah, I'm just gonna make this epic and say that you fucking lance his head off immediately.
You just got fucking wrecked.
I'm just gonna say with the speed bonus that you had with that, he's just gone.
There's now a trophy on my lance.
You see the next goblin, it runs up
like the rest of his body falls into the damn well right there.
Yeah,
Just
another
for the
goblin runs up
sheer
to try to.
impact.
Yeah, another goblin tries to run up and attack you. You throw the head at him.
I'm looking at you, Goblin.
Oh, it's the one in front of me.
Yeah, this one in front of you has a spear, so he
Alright,
will
try.
try and all-out attack you.
All right.
That's,
See if he hits.
20 in the system, right?
Golin's got a
Yeah.
thing for hitting heads.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
Oh well.
They don't have a 54 of...
About to say, that'd be a miss for me.
Yeah.
Alright, this one, let's see,
Yeah,
they
I don't-
are slow as fuck, so he can move 2, 4, and charge 8, but unfortunately that's impossible. So he's just gonna run.
Try.
This one looks at one justice. He has a short bow, so he will aim and shoot at you. And miss.
Right out of his own ass.
Shoots it, and it just goes, like, to the left.
This one also runs and here, where the female can't really hit them. So you see her pull out her double blades. And that's about it.
All right.
And my lord, or should I go and rescue the woman?
She's being overrun. I can handle the one with the bow. Let's see. Prepare to get
Don't know the
absolute
bonus movement. Freaking horses, and that's what the main
Yeah.
thing I'm hoping for.
miss.
Yeah, you
I
completely-
shall re-roll. And hope. There we go, much better.
Oh, there we go. Much better. And let's see.
Awkward,
he
you're
has
stabbing that guy in the right
a
leg
spear,
with
and
one
I believe a spear is not a defensive weapon.
No.
Yeah, no.
Attack.
8 damage.
8 damage.
To the right leg.
So 5. He is quite damaged and is limping now. His movement is reduced.
So yes, it's a very important question. Why I was hoping that someone knew the. Heck,
The horse
it's just-
speed is
Yeah.
8.
Even though mine's the best horse available.
It might be
Yeah.
9 on your horse if you bought like the best.
Hey, yeah, he has the Destier hand. I'm trying to find the spelling for it. Hang on. Destier.
I could actually get there just by my character running. Back.
No, hang on, because I'm trying to. It's got a movement of 9. That's so much faster than what you think it is.
Yeah, then 9 and then it's
Where the fuck is? Let me find.
18 full move and charge is.
Hang on. Fucking.
20.
Where the fuck is Knight at?
Need
There's
12 squares to be able to do it without running through a building.
There we go. Copy.
And a full run is like.
Oh shit. There's the Destier. Let's see. Its movement is 8, and 8 in movement means that it could just. God damn it. Assuming my movement was 8. If my movement was 8, then it could charge at 16 and run 24.
Okay, so I'm getting in there.
You're
you
getting-
can,
you're-
Get in there.
You're getting in there like swimwear.
It's a kind of a hard turn, but you can make it without making any riding check. Even though I assume that this situation would demand it.
This would be the only
Oh.
situation in this entire
Actually,
game in which you would have to make him roll ride.
You know what?
think
Fuck
that's-
it. I'm
that's
gonna
actually-
be that dick.
I want to
Ride.
point out That's why I did it the way I did it, is because the way the path I could have gotten there with my normal charge if I went through the building and went through rough terrain, but the way I did it, I didn't go through rough terrain. Turn. Basically went diagonal pace and then just slightly turned.
That is still hard, kind of a rough turn.
Damn it.
Well, just roll ride.
Aim for me.
This is the part where he reveals he doesn't have ride.
I have ride, it's agility based, and because I'm wearing plate and have medium armor, I have no agility, so.
Tell you what, the horse... I was gonna give you a +10.
I'm gonna fortune that. Just, I don't fly off my horse this time, I just probably am not able to actually charge.
Yeah, no, you kinda charge, but
You,
the
you
horse
lose
kinda
speed.
like there's a full stop in front of the goblin, as you just kinda stare at him.
Hello, I'm Von Justice, I challenge you to a duel.
He's fucking surprised as hell.
You know, I'm gonna tell you this right now, that Destier, which is a heavy warhorse, it's if it just tried to smack this fucking with its natural weapon, it'd be rolling a D10 plus 5. It would just crush this bitch.
Am I still able to attack it without using my charge bonus?
That's actually barely a hit on you, John, action.
Oh, really? Well then, prepare to get parried, bitch. With my amazing parry skills.
The moment he dies.
Yeah, that weapon skill is exactly...
I swat the weapon right out of his punk ass hand.
Oh yeah, since you damaged his leg, the attack is really just... Even a child could do better, you would assume. And he's just gonna swap it.
I look at the goblin as I do that, and I'm just like, what was that? What kind of form are you even holding? Have you ever held a sword in your entire life? What is that? I swear.
Anyways, you see this goblin go inside and try to take a swing at the woman. And
you.
Roll a 4.
I challenge you, you coward.
But she has double plates, and it does state that if you have an offhand weapon, you can also parry. So let's see. She does parry.
I love that 8 to parry. It tries to swing at me, and I just fucking ruin his self-esteem.
Brad, somehow with the metal
this
you
guy
grab.
doesn't have a clear shot at one justice, otherwise he would shoot at you. So he sees his friend in trouble, and
And what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Shoot the fucking fountain in front of me with the goddamn statue in it?
And the corpse of his other friend.
So he tries to take a shoot at you with the health thing.
Yeah, he hit me. He hit me.
He hit. Let's see, that's a...
Makes your concern with John Action.
What's his bow?
Right?
What's his bow?
It's a short bow.
Okay, so significantly less range, D10 plus 3? No armor piercing.
Oof.
Okay, so calculate that real quickly.
Does it hit you is the
Wow.
important question.
Oh, it's always gonna hit. I can't parry or dodge that. So 9.
I'm to hit.
Well,
let me
I have
actually see.
28, so 82.
let me check the rule book real quickly for armor. It was an 82.
-6. It was a
So-
-6. So
Yeah, well, yeah, no. So I gotta look at the. Well, it was a 4. So when it turned around, it would be a 40. So that means that would have struck me in the. That would have struck me in the right arm. It dealt 4 damage to me, which would bring me down from wounds of 14 to. Actually, how much? Yeah, so it'd be 4. So I'd be at 10 wounds. Rude.
Okay.
Rude!
This one is not happy about one justice and tries to take you down with his spear with an all-out attack. And misses.
Worst case scenario, I'll use my defensive shield.
This female has a double attack, so let's see.
She attacks as fast as me.
Swing. And misses
First miss.
unfortunately with both of them.
Tragic. Alright,
But
going for my
but
next
not with the blades.
Yeah, going for my next attack. That's a rude ass motherfucker. I hit.
Outcome success.
And damage.
Okay.
8.
I believe that gets him. Yep.
That was actually in the head.
Yeah.
12 is
you,
the head.
You pierce his head and he falls down dead. Nothing too much to it. Except
just like
That's how this game works. You only get a kill if you get in the head.
Yeah, I look at the goblin. I look at the goblin with the bow, and I'm like, and I look back over at like where he shot me, which is my arm. Is like, do you know how long it is to find Saturn in the desert? Do you know how hard it is to find Saturn in the desert? That ass is mine.
Gonna use your hide to repair my clothes.
Yeah, onwards next turn. Holland Bond Justice about to clothesline that
Get
goblin.
2 attacks on with a demi-lance. You're dead. Don't get my charge bonus.
Oh my god! Or you might want to re-roll that, or you're just
Want you
gonna
to
roll your
re-roll
demi-lance.
that, or I lose my demi-lance.
Much better. Now the other attack. Sweet fucking
Need to roll
Jesus.
damage first, see if I kill it. No.
No.
Alright, roll the next attack. There we go. Body.
Jesus, that would have been horrible.
So yeah, I'm doing 14, 19, 27 damage.
Alright. Yeah, damage of...
Gabo!
So that's 5 on the other... not plus 5. He actually gains once for me attack.
Stabbing him through the body with demi-lance, he's descended into epic goblinhood and gained wounds.
Alright. All of... Okay.
Damage alone with my worst I can roll almost is 12 points of damage to his left arm.
Let's see, all out miss. This
Shit.
guy with the short bow will attack John action again. And apparently hit. Let's see,
Again.
where is that? So that's 70 I believe. So that's actually one of the X's in it.
Yep, which
Is his
actually I'm getting a
Oh,
bonus
it's
here
his
because
torso. It's his torso. 70 is a torso.
Oh, hang on. Is it? Let me see.
80 is torso.
armor. 70. Yeah, it is. It's torso. Alright, roll your damage.
Oh. Oh. Shit. He's dominating you.
Because I'm like at range. Okay,
Ow. Ow.
that's fine. Okay.
Thankfully they don't have any armor piercing, so your armor actually counts.
Bleed.
For something.
Okay, so he dealt. Okay.
Almost the highest you can. Yeah, the highest armor you can get in the torso, and I'd still bleed from that.
Okay, so he dealt that one. Okay. Already done.
An action, you doing all right?
Yeah, that hurt. I now have an
Moving
arrow. I now have an arrow in my rib.
An action might want to take cover in the buildings.
Alright, all out attack is a miss on a one justice. The woman will double attack. Let's see. Nope, and a... Nope.
God, her weapon skill's horrible.
Yeah, 40.
Alright, I'm about to beat your ass.
40's not that bad.
Shit, I mean to go inside of him.
Yeah, no. Maybe if she got to aim, but yeah.
One.
Let's see, did I hit? I actually missed. You know what? Getting close to the end of the. I'm imagining getting close to the end of that session. So let's re-roll that. Oh, what? I almost attacked with the main gosh. Yeah.
Just in-game hours, not out-of-game sessions, unfortunately.
Much better. Oh, I hit him in the head.
Headshots. They are ridiculously high chance of getting hit in the head in this game.
7 damage to the head.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's his turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you twice with a demi-lance.
Yeah, there's no way him to survive if you hit.
Do it again, in which case I somehow throw my demi-lance in the
I don't
corner.
know how he survived the first attack.
I hit him in the head with a demi-lance.
Oh yeah, he's gone. He's just
Doing
gone.
19 damage to his head. I can do this because I'm a knight in bullshit.
Yeah, let's see. Just out of curiosity, willpower. Nope. He is officially booking it. Running
Oh, you aren't escaping, buddy.
Uh-oh. Did somebody just try to run away in combat while engaged in melee? Roll that up attack, boy. Roll that up attack. Beat his ass.
Remember correctly, this is weapon skill only.
Yeah.
Yeah. The female hits.
When the person's running away and has the back towards her, she can hit.
You actually were ganging up on him at that point. You would have had a plus 10. You wouldn't have succeeded, but you had a plus 10.
Well, she does damage him. Doesn't kill him. And
I mean, I'll kill him next round. I'm running at him.
So I've got a question, buddy. Are you gonna shoot me in the chest?
Yeah, he has a long bow. A short bow. So he goes Legolas on your ass and tries to stab you with the fucking arrow.
Not effective, actually.
That would be an improvised weapon.
Unfortunately, yes.
In fact, unlike in the movies, arrows aren't meant to be used as daggers.
Did he hit?
No.
Alright. I look at the, I look at this bitch. I'm gonna rape you now.
Are you gonna pay for this silk that's now covered in my own blood?
I hit him in the left arm.
Oh, it's yeah, roll damage. Yeah, he's
only sevens. Only
you
sevens.
stab his arm and he dies of the blood loss. Just drops dead.
It's the first time he's been hit.
Second.
I've been hit twice.
Oh,
yeah, he
he hasn't.
Head and
The first attack I made against him, I stabbed him in the head.
Now I'm just gonna charge down this guy and stab him with a demi-lance.
Why would you? He's an innocent
Innocent.
Man.
I don't know if you know this, Marcus, but innocence proves nothing.
I hit him in the head.
Yeah, well, once again, you just go and fucking detach his head with your demi-lance. As the body just drops down, dead.
3 heads on my demi-lance because I've killed everything with hitting in the head.
Yeah, so as like Holland Von Justice just returns the lady, he looks over and he's like, where's Sire at? And you just see me come out from a corner covered in blood. I'm like,
with a couple of arrows inside of you.
yeah, one in my chest, one in my arm. I'm just trying to clean off the rapier, and Well,
Ah,
I'm upset.
Went over this. You need to learn how to dodge.
Why dodge when I can rip your hair up and straight out of your hand with technique and finesse?
the female approaches you and says, "Thanks for the assist, handsome. I'm a scout named Wisha."
Visha or Misha?
Pleasure. Is it true that there are places where I could sell these goblin heads? It's this flame lance which is now covered in 3 orc heads.
Not his. I have heard of collecting orc teeth, but that's about it. So, handsome, what are you doing over here?
Handsome, is she pointing to the guy covered in blood or the guy covered in his own blood?
Well, kind of to the both of you kind of looking.
Yeah. Oh, we were just stopping by in the neighborhood.
Saw orcs and thought we'd have some fun.
Yeah, they seemed hell and bent on coming to this tower.
Yeah, they came after me after I caused a little bit of trouble in their camp. But, yeah.
Did you now?
Yeah,
Nearby, perhaps we should collect more of these teeth.
they got a camp not too far away from here, and I was on a scouting duty, but now my mission is complete, and I'm free to do whatever. Well, I see that I have quite a few handsome fellows. Don't suppose you'd got something fun and interesting?
We're going on
you.
a quest that we keep being told will get us killed.
Hey, but such is life in the Badlands.
Well,
The
that is
quest
always
is can we go to an inn?
that is always the way of the world. I traveled from the old world to the new one, and trust me, there's a lot of death.
Better than the old one.
And I could even travel through you.
That sounded like a proposition for her to butt fuck me. I hope you understand that,
Von
Marcus.
Justice will be very confused and thinks that she just said she's going to kill us. Through us and going through our corpses.
But anyways, you wouldn't happen to know of any towns or places of respite? Yeah.
No, nothing but orc campments.
Do the old camps have food? Because if so,
Other than that, the dwarves live nearby here, and my camp is nearby. If you feel like rocking the boat tonight.
I don't know what a boat is.
You were on one.
That rocking it will be okay.
You were on one not too long ago.
As he kind of approaches
That's a
you
boat.
and
Rather small. Should rock those.
almost touches you, kind of in your private parts, and I could show you, pretty boy. As she kind of gives you a playful kiss on the cheek.
He's tall because I haven't gotten off my damn horse.
All right, hand.
And she still kisses you on the cheek.
I haven't gotten off my horse. She's tall and scares me now. Like, she scares the ever living shit out of me. She'd be like 8 feet tall. I mean, at this, Von Justice will kind of look to his lord, John Action, going like, oh, sir.
You okay there, sport?
Oh, the normal women do to you, and I don't know how to react to it.
Well, usually positively.
I want to point out I'm saying all of this in front of the woman.
Oh yeah, she's still she's gonna. Well, your friend is here a little shy. How about you, big boy?
Now, as much as I would love to,
You see, if Kai was here, you see Cinnamore kind of in the background, just god damn it.
yeah, I imagine hearing the soft groan of That's what I'm expecting.
Is this a human woman or an elf woman?
Oh yeah, it's a human.
Yeah, it appear to be human.
Or quite skilled with the bow.
Ah, thank you.
Quite indeed. But as much as I would love to, I got a little torn up, and I'm not looking to add any more future scars.
Oh, well, my camp is nearby.
You're not ready to rock the boat, even though with your wounds? Be hard with those wounds.
I'm just more upset about the satin, if anything else. I mean, you know how it is. Well, I don't know. You might not know how it is. But you were in possession of a lot of money, not...
Well, what do you think? I'm kind of in the middle of a desert here, and yeah.
Oh no, we had a lot of money, then I bought this nice plate. Puss.
And it certainly keeps you safe, and I just give it like a tap on the chest piece.
You probably wouldn't have an arrow sticking through your chest. I poke the arrow.
Don't do that. I've got one in my chest and one in my arm, and neither one I like.
Yeah, right now, while he's close, I'm gonna rip the arrow out of his chest and put something on the blood.
Rude. That's also not how you're supposed to remove an arrow.
No, not really.
You're supposed to be gentle with it and slowly move it out, but
no, you're supposed to push it all the way through.
Through? I thought it stopped halfway.
No, here's the thing about arrows.
No, you break it in half.
You arrows. How they work is that they're designed with like the hooks on the end, so they'll tear all the way out.
Yeah, that's why you cut
it doesn't always go. It usually go all the way
out,
through,
and then you push it out.
Yeah.
Or pull it out.
But this is like through the chest.
Or if you know you're unlucky, you leave it. If you're lucky, you leave it in, and by that I say is that you pull all the wooden pieces you could get out, and then thankfully it doesn't get infected. Surprisingly enough. If you're lucky.
Yeah, that's
it happens sometimes.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen often with arrows. It happened a lot of things. It happened a lot with bullets when people would get shot.
Yeah,
a lot of people would survive.
Open a hole and there was nothing covering it. With arrows, you at least have the wood basically covering the majority of the hole.
And then there was those bullets that had like piece of rags attached to them and then go inside of you, and then it would be just horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially later on, like with muskets, you had them putting the bullet in their mouth, then putting it in the gun because that's how you loaded it fast. So.
It went off and it just blew your fucking face off.
Yeah.
Shall you follow Wish toward to her camp or head on out without stopping?
We do need to stop and get the arrows out.
I need to stop to get the arrows out and also to rest so I can heal.
Maybe strong, but he's probably suffering from some blood loss at some point if we keep going.
I'd like to note that I have exactly 4 wounds left.
So you head towards her camp, and it's a.
If it wasn't for my armor, I would be dying.
It's quite a nice tent, and there's some food in there. Then
Set up mine right next to the tent.
You gonna take some of the food? She says.
Take her food. We have our own. We will not deprive a woman of her food.
Well, you did help me out, so consider it as a reward if you want. Not sure what else
To my
I
keg
can
and
really
water.
offer. I'm not rich or... Well, there's the bed, but not that you seem that excited about it.
Does the bed look comfortable?
Oh yeah, it's quite a big bed.
Only big and comfortable. I would be more than happy to have it.
You just gotta understand it's a bed for two.
Yeah, she kind of sits on it and taps it, kind of like, come hither.
Yeah, just come along. She's trying to get you to come along.
Justice has no idea why she's tapping her bed.
And finally, just,
Occupied his entire life looking after John Action. He has no idea how to.
Yeah,
No idea the clues.
Yeah, eventually John Action just has to explain it to you. Is that by sharing that bed, she'll want a night of passion.
Have sex with her.
Yes, that's what I was referring to. That was the that's what she's been implying. You did notice. You did notice this, didn't you?
No.
Well, shit.
All women are
sometimes.
looking at you.
Well, usually there are, but this is the one scenario in which I don't think I have the strength to do so. I think I'll just end up hurting myself.
Out of character, what you're saying is basically, yeah, most women are, gonna be mine, but at the moment I'm unable to take it, so you can have them.
The other character is up. The in character, it's like, I've just got shot. So she's all
got
yours.
shot twice. I mean, I guess my character would eventually go simply because he doesn't assume there's any strings. He just,
Yeah.
No, not.
Yeah. The wording for healing is I got to rest with no strenuous activity.
Yeah.
Yep, you take a nice rest.
And then join to not exactly gonna. It's not exactly gonna heal me. I'm just gonna be with 4 wounds when I wake up.
There.
Do we have a healing?
She does offer you a, what is it called? A healing shot, if you want it.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, well, I am lightly wounded. Hold that 1d10.
Good.
Yay, I'm at 13 wounds. Actually, because I slept 2, I'd have to 3. So yay, I'm at max health.
You have quite a nice rest in a bedroll, and I guess one justice has a even better rest in a bed.
I get a bed that I share with someone, and I'm sure that would be interesting in a completely different type of story. But
yeah,
just gloss over the fact that he probably had his first night of passion.
Yeah, his first night of passion with a stranger.
Yeah, it's a little awkward to you, but you managed to get through.
I mean, I'm assuming that eventually he'd just pretend it's a sword and use it like that.
That's the worst fucking thing you can do.
Oh, thrust, parry, repose, thrust again.
What was it now? Sarah from Dragon Age Inquisition said something about this. Oh dear God, don't use it like a sword.
I mean, he's just going to. I mean, he won't be experienced, but he has. He's a goddamn knight. He's got the stamina.
Roll for endurance. Oh, see if you're a 2-pump guy or.
And then he rolls a flat 100.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Much better. My ears ringing. My fucking tinnitus.
Alright.
Justice, through the intervention of fate, is not a two-pump man.
Anyways, yeah, you wake up in the morning and she's quite pleased with this arrangement.
And you see good old John Action sitting there trying to figure out how to stitch his clothing up.
I wake up, I get out of the tent, and I take his clothes and I start stitching it up properly.
I was just like, knit one, purl one, knit one. Ow, fuck! Knit one, purl one.
Well, it was a
Sign is
pleasure
separation.
to meet you, and time to search a job now, I guess.
Come in with us. It's on the other side of the world.
You never did mention who hired you to go scouting the orcish camps.
No, it was the dwarves. They were looking at the advancements of the goblins and orcs.
Oh, the
Which keep? Because we don't know which ones are occupied, which ones aren't, which ones are full of orcs.
It's by the river.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, shit.
good to hear.
We just went into an orc cavern, and not an orc cavern, a dwarven cavern, and it had these horrible monsters that we promptly left alone.
Well, haven't heard of such thing, but I'm heading towards Karakwar myself, in search of a job.
I'll show her on the map though, and I point to this to the very particular location here. I mean,
We're
you can
going
figure out how
to-
to. I mean, if you stumble upon the boulder that doesn't look like it should be there, don't move it. Don't move it.
Don't move the
Yeah.
boulder.
I don't really have any business over there.
That's good. That's good.
Going
But
our separate
anyhow.
ways. Her going to the dwarven hole to our left, I believe.
Where is it? Is it here? I remember, there was
Yeah,
I remember in Total War Warhammer there was.
It's the dwarven hole
Down
right
there.
here, right?
No.
Yeah, that by the river, well, ocean is the big one.
Which one was
Going
this?
north to the one where we're going, or is she going west? The one we're not.
The north, it's that one.
The one I'm pinging.
Oh well, then we're going in the
We're
same
gone-
direction.
we're
Might as well
gone.
travel together.
Oh, well,
Extra pair of eyes.
as she
Able to pass their
whistles
perception check.
her horse there, as you travel together.
And we travel on.
Yeah, you.
And then Marcus rolls a 100 and we run in. So they're just like.
I'm
Take
very
us down.
shocked. I figured John Action would get laid first in this campaign, but apparently Vaughn Justice took took that honor.
Well, normally John Action would.
You know, this is quite an interesting event, so I'm gonna do it since I took the effort to write it.
Not be like, but the last time my character had
Last,
relations rolled for a pregnancy, you bastard. Do it.
You travel for.
Was that in a game? Was that in a game with Connor? You know, because let me go into detail about why character Zenrik is fucking weird and why I think that him as a person is also stacking up to fucking weird. What's with his like child army he has sitting around in the tanks that would by no fucking means be in the tanks? Like, okay, so I understand the Imperial Guard lets people join at the ripe young age of 10, but they don't have them in the tanks or holding the guns or shooting at the enemies. They have them doing menial fucking work, because they understand that a 10-year-old is fucking useless in a fight. Like, I know a commissar is not that fucking dumb. I understand that the Imperium makes stupid decisions.
Somehow
I-
there's like
I
read a book where that
refuse
pretty
to
much was a
believe.
thing.
I refuse to believe that they stuck a fucking 10-year-old in charge of a tank. I refuse to believe that.
Better than yeah, they would.
God damn it!
if they've got tanks but no like of them, they will put someone in there.
That is
It's
fucking
a tank.
retarded.
It's a tank. It needs to be It needs to be operational, even if it's like at only like 5% operational capacity. It still needs to be doing it because that 5%.
I know it needs to be doing something. Is why a 10-year-old who, to my knowledge,
Because he's so fucking girls and Panzer. Deal with it.
I shit you not. That like,
He saw that shitty anime. Deal with it.
I fucking Marcus. I think he has that guy syndrome.
Maybe.
I think he's like one of those. Like, I think he's like one of those like fat guys who has to have his self-insert fetishistic roleplay thing in. And if you disagree with it, you get killed. Except he doesn't kill you. Well, I don't know. Apparently, a group of people disagreed with Zenrik at one point, and then he wiped the entire fucking party and campaign by summoning a demon. I think having his character jump through a portal, as the story was told.
He saw that.
I see what?
He saw that. Deal with it.
According to them, riding tanks around and shooting other girls in tanks makes you attractive to guys, which I guess is true, technically.
What is, what was it?
On Steam, there's that one game where you date girls that are tanks.
Well, what the fuck is the name of that game that you like so much, Marcus? The fucking Valkyrie game? Where, you know, all the anime people have to go take on... all the anime people have to fight on the battlefields taking on mean old Farmer Hitler?
Pretty Chronicles, I love that game.
Yeah, alternate world, like...
I had a friend who was playing it, and he just out of nowhere, the entire army and its soldiers were standing over a hill, and they were greeted by Jack the Ripper. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is that the most intimidating thing? Shoot him with the fucking tank. Why is Jack the Ripper holding you up?
Anyways, as you're traveling through, you see a campsite, and a fire nearby some rock formations. Near the fire, you see quite a big orc who seems to be quite injured, and he seems to be cooking up something. He sees you, and he goes back to his business. He doesn't seem hostile.
Back with the orc, or we can leave the orc.
I look to the group at large. Well, this is interesting. This is the first orc I've seen who doesn't look like he's got a lick of fight in him.
Yeah, strange. Wishes says.
Good animal does not seek fights that he cannot win.
You know, this might have been the 2 arrows and the fever that I. But I think I want to entertain this small degree of madness and have a chat with them. I'll see where that conversation takes me. Tally-ho.
Alright,
and I ride over.
Slightly farther back, I look over to the woman. It's like, so when my lord dies, is it okay if I hang out with you and find a job?
Already planning your plans. I come back, and he's giving me the axe of Gork and Mork.
That'd be awesome.
I'm like, well, fuck you guys.
I'm going with you, but I'm assuming that you're going to die.
So I ride up on my Magnum, and I stop just outside of the fire, and I hop off.
Give me a second.
I'm on my horse still with my demi lance that still has those 3 skulls on it.
You're just keeping them. They're your prize.
Is it true that they pay for heads, or do they pay for teeth?
Well,
he looks at you and he says,
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's teeth. Just out of character.
You're not saying Marcus, you're saying teeth. You need to say teeth.
Okay, well then I guess I'm going to be spending the time at the campfire.
Loads and loads of teeth.
Crap, it's a weird boy.
Whoa!
Guess I'll
You
be
got
spending
teeth.
time. I'll spending time at this fire. You know,
Whoa!
teeth. I guess.
The fuck? Oh, give me a
I'm just-
second. I
I'm
need
just-
to refresh my.
I'm just mumbling in Orcish. Teeth. You got teeth.
Give me a
Okay.
second.
Oh,
I'm
How many
refreshing
teeth?
Roll20 since it's fucking up.
Yeah. And 3 goblin heads.
pink skin.
Out of character, you would need to find the right buyer.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people who would buy them because that is kind of a bad
gotta-
thing to do.
Yeah. It's just
Sure.
as we're riding it. He
Out of
looks
character,
over.
I could use that for orc money. So,
Yeah, orc money. Yeah, that is
how many
one way.
teeth do I get out of 3 goblins?
Oh, yeah. Just because of Shadow War now with the glaive and the fact that you got a sword, he just looks over and he's like, Ranger!
You could make 3 necklaces out of them.
Teeth necklaces.
Yeah,
Ranger!
because that's how you make them. You make like necklaces and it's yeah.
Okay.
You know, they've got a perfect economic system, you see, because they have a resource that they can constantly have a nice supply of, but also
So,
rots
the
fairly
resource-
bbquickly, so they can't hoard it.
Anyways,
Resource because they value warrior things, and you have to be a warrior to get a bunch of teeth.
Oh yeah, because here's the thing: is that there are a lot of there are like orc clans that like produce a shit ton of teeth, like just they like their teeth fall out really fast. The problem is that like the thing about it is that it's got that renewability that like gold and silver has, where it's just it's just common enough that it can be used, and also it rots really quickly, so you can't hoard it. You have to spend it.
Anyways, the orc sees you coming and turns as you're close enough, he yells out, What? Humius!
With
Well,
3
fancy
rings
that.
of orc teeth. Orc.
Me, Mukuka, ain't a threaty.
Well, nice to meet you, Mukuka. I read the name, boy. Oh, Mugkuka.
Mukuka.
He's the guy that would later invent the Coke.
A mug of Coke. A mug of Coke. Well, nice to meet you, Mugkuka.
And that's what he said if you missed it.
Yeah. I got it. I heard it. He says he's not a threat.
Bug Coca. Are you able to... What is the approximate value of these 3 rings of orc teeth?
Teeth, 1 coin. You may.
You're saying
Yeah.
is I will have to find a vendor.
Yauda, get a good stick out of that.
He under his helm and turns to the group and is like, I can get a good stick.
A sharpish stick.
Ew. Better.
Well, ain't that something?
As Wishy kind of looks. I ain't talking to him.
Well, don't worry, we're not asking you to.
It's fun, though.
So, what brings you all the way out here?
Mukuka was kicked out of the tribe. Mukuka will get them back.
You were
Oh,
kicked
how
out of
big
your
a tribe?
Oh yeah. Mukuka challenge bossman. Mukuka lose. Mukuka kicked out of tribe.
a minute. Can anyone go up and challenge your leaders like that?
Oh, yeah. Humans may not be strong like us, but, Makuga has a great idea. Will Humi help Makuga? Makuga has a great idea.
What's this idea? It's like Makuga. He's like
I know where this
Makuga.
is going, and I love it.
And he usually responds with like Makuga may not have strength to beat Warchi, but Makuga have gun. Makuga gonna go down and shoot him.
Makuga got gun.
Alright. Mukuga idea be this here area here has many orc tribes. If Yumis get rid of bossman of tribe, Makuga will become the next boss leader man.
I have a question, Makuga.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we go out, beat the boss man, and then become the new boss man?
Orcs wouldn't take humans as a boss. Or humans weak, not like Makuga.
If we make you the boss man, what does that do for us?
Well, Makuga assumes that you live here, and many orcs live here, and well, Makuga would be a leader, and who knows, maybe you'll need safe passage or the strength, or be tough, or be a lot of help. Makuga is the strongest.
I mean, we are going on a quest that's probably going to involve fighting a lot. So, would you and other orcs be interested in fighting a lot and probably dying in glory?
Well, Makuga would have to be a leader, but Makuga no orc or two.
Lord, we can get orcs to fight for us.
You know, I believe that is a fair assessment. Especially considering that we've lost quite a bit these past few months.
We've lost half our party, so if we double our party with orcs, that makes up for it.
It would certainly give the undead to think about, something to think about.
Then, out of character, I can probably easily get to captain if I wanted to.
He becomes a sergeant.
Yeah. I become a captain, one of the few men in history that have led orcs in battle.
I know that was a thing. Like that would not happen whatsoever. That might happen with a rogue trader in Warhammer 40k. But I know for a fact that's happened. That has happened in fantasy. They made a big deal about this in Warhammer Battle March, where you could hire mercenaries, and one of the mercenaries you could hire was orcs. And you can be human. You can hire free Buddhas. Free Buddha. He's been arrested.
And in fantasy as well, if I remember correctly, it was a long time ago since I read any of the fantasy books, but basically it was one really big Algren-like man who beat the crap out of orcs, and they just naturally thought he was an orc because you obviously, if you beat the crap out of an orc in single combat, you got to be an orc, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this:
would have to be an orc.
They aren't that intelligent, so if a human beats an orc in single combat, obviously that human must be an orc. Just a smaller, green.
Well, he flat out just said that humans aren't strong enough to beat orcs. So if, say for instance, me or you beat an orc, well, I guess we're not human. I guess we're something else.
Anyway, yeah, Vishiga looks at you, both of you, and kind of says that I know that I'm not really a part of your group here, but you're not seriously thinking about this.
Well, it's the most interesting proposition I've heard all in 4 months now? 5?
4 months, yeah.
Certainly the most interesting thing anyone has ever offered me in my entire life.
Well, when you look at it this way, we have been trekking for a long time. We've lost party members due to bullshittery, and we have a proposition in front of us to gain a couple hardy members, if not hard to get into cities, then hardy members nonetheless that we can then use in battle, which we expect a battle at some point. So,
Well, I am
having
looking for
warriors would
a
be helpful.
job. You could just pay me.
No money, which is the problem.
Yeah, if only we had the coin.
I put my hands on her shoulders. Had money, we would hire 20 of you.
You know, at the very least, we'd be getting safe passage through.
Get safe passage to the dwarven things.
And all we gotta do is defeat an orc boss.
But also ask them for information about any dwarven holds that they've, occupied or know about.
Well, I suppose that we can give it a good old try. No harm in that.
The worst thing that happens is we unite the orcs under a greatest orc boss.
Well, I want you to think this. I've never heard an orc tell a lie, only a goblin. And I think it would be a personal insult to say he looked like a goblin. So why don't we give this a good old try? It can't hurt too much.
I doubt we'd lose. If we win, it only really benefits us. So
let's go give it a try.
Maybe some warriors out of this.
Alright, so let's point us to your camp. Or your former camp.
Yeah, he leads you. Do you guys wanna call it here for? We've been playing for quite a while.
Do you want to call it here? Or do you want to have this one last fight?
Do you want to call it here? Or do you want to have a duel? Or do you want to have a duel with an orc?
This is what my character lives for.
Well, the thing is, if you, you guys don't have any stealth.
Well, no. I mean, what
stealthy
totally possible to kill this orc leader without actually fighting him.
I mean,
what are you suggesting? Are you suggesting I poison his grog? I really am the ranger now, aren't I?
Yeah, that's definitely an option.
we could definitely poison and cheat him, but we could also just beat him.
Well, I know how to get him to the duel. I mean, quite frankly speaking, if a Hume charges him, he says no, that'd already make him look bad. What would happen if you belittled him on top of it?
I mean, the only question we have to ask is who's fighting him, Von Justice or... I mean, I guess it's not a question at the moment since John Action isn't at full health.
I'm at full health.
You are now?
I healed. I drank the healing drought after I woke up in 3. I healed for 9. I'm at full.
That's the question then.
But the best part is John Action could parry most of his attacks.
That's the question. John Action or Von Justice? Who's gonna fight?
Well, if you know what, if we call it a session, start the next session with me walking up to an orc and gonna throw down, then I would certainly be in the best of spirits to fight an orc, because I'd be leveled up. You want to do that?
That is a cheap way to do it, but we can do it.
If we are going into a battle, the experience, like out of character, the experience will be valuable.
Yeah, why don't we get in the session here?
Yeah, maybe next week we'll even have a new player, so...
I could ask Snappin'.
And they could be an orc if they want.
Well, yeah, this would be the prime example of when they could make an orc.
They could be an orc.
Yeah, this is why I wanted to do this section, because I managed to do an orc that was actually kind of a friendly and lets you